Hello and welcome to Big Orc Games unboxing video of the new RuneWars miniatures game expansion, Reanimate Archers. My name is Simon and I'll be doing the unboxing. So what we're going to do is open this up, take a look and see what we get inside. This isn't any kind of guide or strategy on how to use the archers, just a look at what you're getting in this expansion. So RuneWars is the new miniatures game from Fantasy Flight Games. It's like a crossbreed between board games and miniatures games, siding more on the miniatures game side of thing. It's very fun, it's very cool to play. And yeah, these are the first wave of expansion. So this one is the Archers. So rain blighted arrows upon your foes. Sounds fun, doesn't it? So you have the Reanimate Archers. And you can see you get 2 trays worth, so 8 figures worth in here. You're getting 5 upgrade cards, the command wheel, and the tokens that needed to play along with the unit cards. So not a huge amount of stuff. And I feel like the box is far too big for what you're getting in here. Because look inside that. There's loads of room. The box feels like it could probably be, you know, only 2/3 of the size of this or something. But I understand from a shelf presence perspective, it wants to be bigger, but I just think from an economic point of view, half the box, 2/3 of the box would have been absolutely fine. It feels like it's excessively big. But either way, let's open it up and let's have a look and see what we're going to get inside of it. So, let's get all these components out. God, models falling everywhere. So let's just move that one. Right, so first things first, let's take a look and see what we get inside here. So it looks like there's a printout and all the tokens are there. So yeah, so we've got our tokens here, which is the command wheel, and then just these little extras like blight token, panic and stuff, and the number 12 ID marker. It's just quite simple. Not as many tokens as you'd expect from an FFG game expansion. We have the fold out, so this has the assembly guide for the figures, because a little bit of assembly is required. Also, the story for them is here, or some story to do with them at least, which is quite cool because RuneWars, being FFG's own property, there's a lot of story and lore there, so it's really nice that they've included some. On the inside, you've got a component list and then the action dial and modifier dial reference, which is quite useful to have, especially if you get into competitive play. You can sort of cut this out or photocopy it. Make like a little folder, a little piece, a little printout with all the different units on it, and then that way you can always be aware of what your opponent can do and in what initiative order. And on the back is an advert for Descent, which is the cool tabletop role-playing miniatures game. I think I said that in the right way, but that's very fun. It's set within the same universe as RuneWars, so really cool if you're after something like that. Check it out. So that's the printout you get with it. So one of the big things of the expansions is the upgrade cards. This is the bit that everyone always gets excited for. So let's have a look. So the unit card is exactly the same as the one you got in the core set. Nothing has changed. Still the same stats, still the same ability. Nothing has changed there. And then still the same points and setup for the units as well, with the trays and upgrades available. What is different is the upgrade cards. So you get 5 upgrade cards in here, and I think this one was already in the core set, which is the Terrifying Heraldry. So I'm not going to have too much of a look at that one just because it's already in the core set. What we will have a look at is these ones. So I'm going to start with the Wind Rune. So this is an equipment upgrade. Costs 6 points, and it has... Sorry, I'm just a little bit there. So it has the skill, perform a speed, I think it's natural energy rune, shift, then perform, no, is that shift? Oh, sorry. Yeah, perform a shift, then perform a reform. This shift cannot be used to disengage. So I think basically what this would allow you to do is you can move around and then sort of rotate, if I remember right. So it just allows you to reposition better if you've been caught. Sorry, hold the card up while I'm doing this. It gives you the ability to reform your unit. So if you've been caught in a flanked maneuver or something like that, it just allows you to move that little bit faster than what you normally would because they're quite slow. You know, they're reanimated skeletons. They're a bit slow. And that one is available in this set and also in the Golem set as well, I believe. So we have here Tempered Steel. It's an equipment, costs 3. So melee or ranged, you can spend as a surge to exhaust this card to add a hit. So just adds in a little bit of extra damage. Training upgrade, cost of 6. Has to be, I think it's Daikan, I think so. This is a faction Pacific upgrade. Combat ingenuity, the number of surge that precedes your surge abilities is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1, but this doesn't affect surge plus abilities. So it would make, say, for example, their ability there 1 cheaper, which is quite useful. It means you should be able to trigger off the blight token passing and stuff like that much easier. And then we have close quarters targeting. So this is probably my favourite upgrade. It's 3-point training upgrade. It's on ranged attacks. You can target enemies engaged with you. You don't suffer the morale test for being engaged with the defender of this ranged attack, but other allies engaged with the defender suffer the morale test as normal. And I really like this because obviously one of the big downsides of archers is the fact that they get stuck in melee. Now their melee attack is I can't even remember. I'm pretty sure they do have a melee attack, but it's terrible. Really low initiative, or really high initiative, if you will, sorry. But yeah, being able to shoot into combat therein is fantastic. Such a good ability. I would take that every time with the archers. For 3 points, it's so worth it. So the other thing to show you, apart from the 5 upgrade cards, is the sculpts. And I would show you them, but they're exactly the same as the one from the core set. As far as I'm aware, there are no different sculpts inside this arch unit, which is a shame. It'd have been nice to have seen different ones. Seeing that, as always, the sculpture is good. Detail on the figure is fantastic. Really nice and defined lines on there. It will make painting for even a beginner, like anything they do will look fantastic on there. There's lots of easy highlighted and raised edges for them to paint on to make the models really pop and look awesome. So yeah, but like I said, I would go through them a bit more, but there's not really much to show you on them, unfortunately. So yeah, so there we go. That is everything you get inside the Reanimate Archers unit expansion. So as a whole, the expansion, it's not too bad because you get these in the core set. It's always going to make this. It was always going to make this expansion a bit weaker. That close quarter targeting is my favourite upgrade in here, and it is worth getting it for that, especially if you're going to run a lot of archers. I think like blobs of 2 of them at a time or something like that, just so you can target different things. So setting up in targets of 2, which cost 18 points, plus the 3 points for close quarter targeting, have like 3 or 4 rows of those. I mean, it starts to become quite a big chunk of your army at that point, but they're so good. Range is so cool. So yeah, so that's just my idea anyway on them. Overall, it's not bad. I mean, it's just the rest of it. There is useful stuff in there. Don't get me wrong, I think I'm just focusing on this one quite a bit. Probably the wind runes are not too bad. Tempered steel is useful, and the combat ingenuity is really useful as well. So, but there you go. That is everything you get. So remember, everything you see in here today can be bought and sold as individual components on our website, bigorbitcards.co.uk. Have a look at the site, check it out. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out my other RuneWars unboxing videos if you're curious about the rest of the expansions from this wave or the core set. Otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.